What is up, everyone? How we doing today? My name is Thomas. I work with Real Broker here in St. Augustine, and we're delivering value every single week. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m., I'm going over the local market stats. I'm going over the relevant news stories, and I'm going to cover any questions that you guys have. I'm going to answer them live right here. So if you do have any questions about living here in St. Augustine, what's going on here in our local market, this time is for you guys so that you can get those questions answered. And I promise you, if you're thinking it, other people are thinking it. So don't be shy. Leave the questions in the comments below. Even if you're watching this live later, I will answer the question in the comment. I'll come back to it. So we're going to get started like we always do. We're going to ask you guys where you tuning in from. I'd love to be able to know. Are you in New York? Are you in California? Are you living here in Florida? Are you locally here in St. Augustine? Let me know in the comments below. I'm going to start. And I'm going to go ahead and look at the market stats. So I'm going to share my screen here. And today we're going to do a little bit of a deeper dive. And I'm actually pretty excited about this, guys, because I'm going to start collaborating with other agents throughout Florida so that I think once a month, maybe I'm going to bring someone on from a different market center, maybe twice a month, maybe every other Wednesday, have them come on for a couple minutes and just give us an idea of what's going on in their market, what's going on in our market here, so we can compare and contrast just Florida overall. So I'm going to take a look at the Florida Realtor stats, which are going to cover the entire state of Florida, but we also want to look at St. John's and Jacksonville, right? Because that is the main area, cover also Flagler County as well. So let me take a look here. We're just going to cover St. John's County just for time's sake. And it's right in the middle there. So numbers will be kind of the same, but let's take a look here. Let me share my screen with you people. All right. All right, beautiful. So now I was already messing with it a little bit here. So cash sales as a percentage of closed sales. I think this is a really important stat to know, especially when you're thinking like, oh my gosh, the market is going to crash. Everything's falling. You're looking at the stock market. You're wondering what's going to go on with real estate. You see mortgage interest rates just hit 6%. I think this is something to just refresh of what's going on here in our area, as every real estate market is going to have its own local market. Cash sales as of July were 26.3% of the sales. So a fourth of the sales going on here. Now, of course, you can see here in May it was 32.2%. So that's a big shift, right? That's definitely something to notice, but that is a large percentage of cash sales. I mean, when you're comparing it, obviously down here in August, in July of 2020, that was a different market, right? Where no one knew what was going on in the world. Everyone was thinking that things were just going to go, back down like 2008. And the people who bought and took a risk at that time are now up 30-40% on their property. So let's look at another statistic here. Average sale price. We're still in the St. Johns County area. Okay, so we are coming down. Average sale price May 2022, $745. That is definitely drastic. Look at the average sale price in 2020, $500,000. Okay, this is St. Johns County. Now, June 2022 went down to 672, 667. So let's just take a quick detour and we'll look at median sale price. That's also another factor we want to look at. Come on. There we go. So median sale price, not as drastic when you're taking a look. So you're seeing May went up, it peaked like 572, and now we're hovering and actually went up between June and July. What happened for August, we'll cover in about a month here, but Realtor.com does have a story that I'm going to cover here in a second. So that's going on in our entire market here. Let's just take a look at one more stat here that's going to give you a good idea. Let's see. Median time to contract. Okay, so how long are homes staying on the market? All right, so you see July 2020, no one wanted to buy a home. No one knew what was going on in the world, right? Now, let me extend that actually just so we can see what 2019 looked like before we even knew what COVID was. Wild to think of. In July of 2019, it wasn't even a thought in our head. Now it's something that we talk about and converse daily. Now, look, you see it 2019 in July, 58 days, 19 days, median time to contract. Yeah. So people that are thinking like, hey, what's going on with our market? This is all stats. These are all numbers that I'm pulling here, guys. It's not something like an opinion of what's going on. It's things are still moving off of our market. Has median sale price gone down? Has average sale price gone down? Yes. But if you're looking on a month to month basis, that's always going to fluctuate up and down depending on the year. And of course, interest rates played a factor in that. Inflation has played a factor on that. So I'm not discounting that at all. It's definitely changing the market and affordability overall. That is no secret. But I think still overall in this next article that we'll cover here, we're still 20% up year over year. So when you're comparing year over year, no one buys real estate for a month. People, unless you're flipping a house, of course, then maybe you're upset, right? You might have lost your ass. Who knows? But if you're buying real estate to live in it or a long-term investment, then yeah, 20% appreciation a year is pretty good. Should I expect that for next year? No, you shouldn't. Trying to drink more water, guys. All right, so looks like I got some comments here. Let's take a look. Love nature. One of the best commenters of all time. I appreciate you being here. Virginia's in the house. We got Boston. Okay. I'm going to butcher that. Miqueas Bastos Vieira. Close, maybe. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below if I butchered that. But from Boston, I was talking to someone today, and they were just saying how the traffic in Boston has just gotten god-awful. Like, they would rather drive to New York City than Boston, which is pretty interesting because the traffic in New York is awful. So I appreciate you guys being here. If you are joining on our live stream right now, every Wednesday at 8 p.m., I'm going over the market stats. I'm going over the relevant news, and I'm going over your questions that you have living here in the area, the market. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. I'll get right back to you. And let me know where you're tuning in from and what has you thinking about moving to our area here. Oh, you got Anthony S. and Entrada. Okay, very cool. Awesome. How do you like living in Entrada? That's a community that I've covered here on my YouTube, guys. I have a video covering the entire community. Brand new construction community. They have a gated section as well. They have two options. They have an express package. They have the DR Horton series package. Express package, you got Formica countertops, you got rolled vinyl floor, you got carpet. The DR Horton series package, you're going to get solid surface countertops like quartz or granite, and you're also going to get the wood looking tile floor in there, all starting around like $450. Probably most of the homes in there. I'm sure they have some things under that as well, especially in the express section. But that's right in 207, which is a growing area. So let me know, Anthony, what do you think about living in Entrada? Let the people know. I will put your comment up here. Okay. I'm going to answer one more question. I'm going to get back right into the news because we'll save most of the questions for later because I want to get you guys this information if you're tuning in. How is the rental market going? That's a great question, and that's not a great question for me. I've never done a rental in my entire life. I prefer all rentals out to a property manager, which is a little bit typically like in New York. If you worked with rentals, you could make a killing. You can make really good money because you're paid the broker fee from the tenant. So if you're renting a $2,000 apartment, you get $2,000 for renting that apartment. Here, because of the vacation market, property managers pretty much control everything. So it's just such a different market than maybe a New York or a Boston, where the vacation rentals take up a lot of that rental space. So property managers pretty much control all of the rentals. Now, I will say that rentals are still doing pretty well here. I mean, we had someone buy in West Augustine as an investment, and they were one of my wife's clients, and they're like, wow, we're doing way better than we thought we would on Airbnb. So they are very happy. So also depends what you're talking about, short-term rental, long-term rental. Let me know in the comments below. You guys have any questions like Anthony, I'm here every Wednesday at 8 p.m. answering your guys' questions. So go ahead and let them fly in the comments below. Also, if I say on top of that, that is my catchphrase and it's hilarious, let me know in the comments below. We're going to go back into the news, okay? So let's go into the news. We'll start that off. I'm going to share my screen here again. Okay, hey, this is important if you're living here, if you're looking to move here. All right. Oh, not at the top. St. Augustine commissioners passed rate fee increases, and the reason they are doing that is because they're using, obviously, inflation has a reason to why they want to increase the prices. This is in the city of St. Augustine, but what they're doing, and in my opinion, does seem to be a little bit of fear mongering. But I don't know the state of St. Augustine's water facilities here. I imagine they're not awful, but they use Jackson, Mississippi, and everything that's going on over there as a crisis for the reason that they're raising the rate for water. Hey, we all want clean water, so I think it came out to be like they're raising it from like 100 gallons. Okay, so the base charge for residential water customers is going to be from $14.69 to $15.28 per month, which covers 100 gallons. Now, I don't know how much water I use. I couldn't tell you. I don't look into that stat pretty often, but that's not such as a dollar. But kind of important to know. I think if you are looking to move here, that is important. We are going to talk about more things that are affecting people in their pockets long term when it comes down to taxes, water, things like that. They're going to affect your monthly as well. I'm going to share my screen again. We got one more of those. So this is like really important if you're living in the area, if you're thinking about buying here, if you're thinking, you know what, I'm getting tired of them raising my taxes, you want to sell. This is kind of one of those things you got to know about. So let's take a look here. St. Johns County School Board decreases their millage rate, but that doesn't mean an automatic drop in taxes. So on Tuesday, the board voted to decrease the district's portion of the millage rate from 5.81 mils to 5.48. Okay, so a mill is equal to $1 in property taxes for every $1,000 of your property's taxable value. So she outlined that because of the property values rising, they've got their taxable income pretty much at 45 billion this year. So they're doing pretty good, but that doesn't mean necessarily that taxes overall will come down, because they are actually voting. I think next week it's coming to where they want to vote to raise taxes overall on property taxes to account for the infrastructure that they want to put in. And I covered that in my live stream, I think last week, maybe the week before that, where they were talking about adding a wastewater treatment center to Hastings, doing a lot of infrastructure improvements around 210 in the northern part of St. Johns County. So I think that's definitely something that is important. But really, the raise in taxes, this is one thing to note, and I did cover this before. The raise in taxes is going to only affect people who don't have their home as a primary residence. So if it's a primary residence, then your realtor or the county should have told you that you can homestead your property, right? So not only does that give you can qualify up to $50,000 off of your taxable value, but that also means that you're capped at raising year over year 3%. So if property values all around, your taxable value goes up 20% and your property's homesteaded, the most that your property taxes can go up is 3%. So that is it protects you as a homeowner here and as someone that has a primary residence. Now, if you're an investor, you're not a primary owner, you can't get that exemption. So that is really who's affected by these tax increases. And also if you're buying a home in the area, because if you're buying a home and you're new to the area, then these taxes are pretty much directly aimed at you. So definitely something interesting to look at. So let's see here, guys. I got some comments. All right. So if you guys aren't listening, you need to listen to Low Carb Boating over here. Please like the stream. 10 watchers and 2 likes. That's pretty good in the very beginning of the live stream. So I got to say, I'm really enjoying that. John, thank you for being here. Hope all is well. And also make sure you smash that subscribe button, like the video, comment, tell your friends that they're moving to Florida. All right. Tony from the Bronx. Okay. You know, they just opened a Bronx House Pizza in Palm Coast, I think on 100. I think that's where it's at. And I've been meaning to get down there and try it out. But hey, Tony from the Bronx, thank you for being here. All right, so hey guys, we were just talking about Entrada with Anthony here. Love Entrada, great families moving in. Many complaints about delay in opening the amenity center. They are prepping for lots of new construction, still taking down more trees. Any maps on Entrada? Anthony, I'm not sure what you mean by any maps on Entrada. Um, but hey, I'm glad you're enjoying it over there. I think it's a great location, and also for the price. And DR Horton, guys, let me tell you, they're running some crazy incentives if you're looking to do financing. I just put one of my YouTube people, shout out to Amanda and Luciano, just put them under contract in Palm Coast. They're looking at a 3-2, and they got it under contract. They brought down the interest rate to 3.99%. And for the first year, 1.99%, second year, 2.99%, then 3.99% for the rest of the loan. They also gave them $10,000 towards closing costs. So they got a freaking steal. I'm stoked for them, but DR Horton's still in certain communities buying down interest rates to 4.99%. And that is a perfect segue onto my next story, which is maybe it's not my next story. Wait. Let's see. Wait, we're going to switch it up. Here we go. U.S. mortgage interest rates top 6% for the first time since 2008. Now, if you've been following me, you know I've been covering the interest rates, what they're thinking might happen, what will probably happen, who knows. But mortgage interest rates top 6% for the first time since 2008. That is definitely a startling headline. I mean, and it always refers to 2008. That's also such an interesting thing. They're always comparing our market to 2008. And it's like, but they're not saying anything about the differences of the market. They're like, oh my gosh, this has happened since 2008. There's like 100 years of buying and selling homes before 2008. That's on record. And they never want to talk about any of that, but they want to go right to 2008 every time. So just a little triggering word for, I think, most people, because that was a crazy time. There's no doubt about it. But I think that's all the media is doing today, is triggering people, making them more and more upset about something. But hey, 6%, if you're looking at interest rates overall, still a pretty good interest rate. Now, of course, that's just a realtor. You're just trying to sell me a house. But no, look at your interest rate on your credit card. Look at a car loan. Look at interest rate on pretty much anything. It's going to be more than 6%. Is it as good as 3%? No, it's not. But that's not realistic anymore, guys. It's not here. It's not the market of today. So if you are looking to lower your interest rate, look into the new construction. They're giving those incentives. It's not just DR Horton. Other builders are doing the same thing. Whether they're locking in your interest rate for a certain time, they're buying down your interest rate, and they're also giving money towards your closing costs. So if it keeps more money in your pocket today, the payment makes sense, and you want to move to maybe a newer house in the area, a bigger house, a smaller house, that may be the way for you to go, and then take the equity from your current home and sell that. Or maybe keep it as a rental and capitalize on Airbnb. Who knows? It's all different for everyone. So I think that's a really interesting story there, because last week I did also cover that Fannie Mae predicts that interest rates for 2023 will go down to 4.5%. Now, typically, as we go into a recession, right? If we're in a recession, who knows what the definition is wherever. But as we go into a recession, typically you see interest rates follow that, and they go down as well. So is Fannie Mae planning for 2023 for that to be a recession type period where we hit that 4.5% interest rate? And then even so, will that change our market here? Because 2020, when we look at 2020, that was really a housing recession. That was a total economic recession. Everything stopped for 2 weeks. Stocks, everything dropped, right? That's really like where I consider the bottom to be, but we'll see what happens 2023. If interest rates go down to 4.5%, I think it's going to continue what's going on here in the area, appreciation, maybe even higher than 3%. Maybe it's a 5%. Maybe it's higher than that. Who knows? Because if you're at 4.5% interest rate and you're comparing it to the market today, where you're seeing 6% interest rates, and you're looking at a price of a home, $500,000 home with 6% interest rate, and you're like, Jesus. And then you look at 4.5%. It's a pretty good deal. Pretty good deal. So, okie dokie. So let's look here. I got a couple of questions. Or let me bring up Anthony here. Anthony S. Like what it will look like when they are done with construction. Hard to find one online. They should have a rendering in the office, in the sales office. I would just go into. I don't have one. I don't think for how it's going to look, but they should have a rendering in the sales office. So I would just check in. I think Maxine's over there. Maxine's a sweetheart. So go talk to Maxine. She'll get you set up. Dang, what a great idea. I don't know what idea you're talking about, but thanks, John. I bet it was. I'm predicting 8 to 9% Q1 2023 for interest rates. For interest rates, 8 to 9%. Man, you know what? If it went to 8 and 9%, then I think they're deliberately trying to crash the real estate market in general. Just, I mean, the one thing with housing, okay, yeah, if you're paying a higher interest rate, great. If interest rates go down, you can refinance. Are interest rates going to go down? Who freaking knows? But if they do, great. But you get to live in the house. That's the one thing you can't say about stocks. It doesn't really have a utility for you today. If you're buying a house to live in it, you get to live in the house, or at least you could rent it out to someone, you know? So it still has some utility. Whereas like buying and selling stock, you don't really have that ability to use it like that. You know, so that's my take on it. I don't know if it hits 8 to 9%. Whew, John, that could be bad. That could be bad in my opinion, but I don't think they'll do that. I think they're looking out for people. Terralina Preston, hello from Tom and Terry from Maryland, DC area. Guys, how you doing? I see you're on the site looking at some homes. Let me know if you have any questions. You know, I'd love to be able to help out. Oh, the new construction deal. The new construction deal is amazing. In a 6% interest rate, they got 3.99%. I mean, it was a no-brainer for them. Like once I wish I would have figured out before I figured it out on like Friday of last weekend. And then I was like, man, if I would have known about this, I'd have had this on here talking about it. But hey, they're still buying down interest rates to 4.99%. So that's a whole percentage off. And then if you're getting $10,000 in closing costs and you're buying a $300,000 house, your closing costs are going to be roughly between $12,000 and $14,000. So if you're buying a resale, you're going to spend that $12,000 to $14,000. They're not going to give you those closing costs like new construction will. So you already have that money. You could take that money and buy down your interest rate too. So that's another option for you. They also got the option to get a fridge and a washer dryer. They got a fridge and a washer dryer. They got an interest rate buy down. They got 10 grand in closing costs. So new construction, it can be a deal. You know, they have to wait obviously for the home to be finished, but think about that. I think that's a fantastic deal. You say DR Horton and others are offering incentives, but still have to pay CDD fees every year. With all money given, a $2,000 a year CDD fee can really hurt. Yeah, so the CDD fee and the HOA, they're all together, I think. This is in Grand Reserve and Palm Coast. I think it comes up to $167 a month, something like that. Now, your HOA is nominal. I think it's like $5 a month, something like that. So the majority of that is going to be that CDD payment, which lasts forever, but so does your HOA. You know, HOAs only go up. They never get cheaper. So I would just look at the CDD HOA as something that they're both like a HOA. You know, so you're gonna have to pay one or the other. They typically even out. So you're not gonna pay a $400 HOA. You may in certain scenarios, but $400 HOA and a $400 CDD. It's typically, if your total cost will be around $200 to $400 with the combination of HOA and CDD, which is about average. But there's some communities where it's much more than that, and it depends. It just depends on the certain community. But some people really don't like the CDD. Some people love it. Let's see. Thank you for leaving a question, though. Guys, I love the participation today. We got 11 people watching. Let me know where you're watching from. If you have any questions, do like everyone else is doing, like John, Terralina, Tony over here. We got Anthony up there, too. We also have Love Nature. Won't forget about her. Shout out to all you guys. Tony's got a good question. We're moving the city with mature tree-lined neighborhoods with single-family houses. 25 minutes of talking. I'm sorry. It dries your mouth. So we're to move in the city with mature tree-lined neighborhoods with single-family homes. So Tony, that has a lot of other questions tied to that. So what's your price point? Mature trees, like there's several neighborhoods. Like I was just talking to someone, great neighborhood. My buddy lives back there. It's Oak Leaf, and it's an older HOA community. But if you're looking for like 2,500 to 3,500 square foot house, the basic amenities, it's got a pool, it's got a tennis court. It's not the fanciest thing in the world, but everyone sits on like a quarter to like a half an acre. They all back up to woods or like a water source or something like that. Oakleaf's a great little community off of the cut, very mature neighborhood with like the trees and everything like that, where it makes it feel a little bit older, I would say, like if not that, and maybe you're looking for like a downtown type of feel. Downtown St. Augustine has single family homes. They have the Key West cottage style. They have Victorian style homes all throughout there. They also have some new construction opportunities. Now you're going to be in, depending on the size, what you need, you're going to be between like the $500 and $2 million range, Actually, guys, really excited. Going to be having a video coming out on 103 Marine Street, which is Shannon Murray's listing at Ponte Vedra Club. 103 Marine Street is the most beautiful home I've ever been in my entire life. It's listed, I think, for 3.2 million right now, but we have a really cool video coming out. Super stoked on it. It's going to be awesome. So really, really excited about it. If you want to go check it out, 103 Marine Street on Zillow. Talk about a gorgeous house. John, if you want to buy that house, John, that's the house. I'm telling you. If you want to, it's got a little dipping pool. It's got a 200-foot dock built in 2014, bulkhead built in 2014. You need to add a boat lift, but you can, and you don't have to worry about tidal water. There is a little sandbar that's over here, but you can always get a boat in and out of there. So, hey, if you want to go 3.2 million, I think it's worth every penny of it. It is a beautiful house. I also have 2 other people that reach out to me about it, so that's why I want to do the video. So listen to John, guys. Listen to John. He's a smart man, likes help, and Thomas deserves them. So click. Yeah. You know what? YouTube gave me the option of making it so people can donate to me. So like if you want to throw me a tip, you want to throw a couple dollars at me, you could do it. I didn't opt for it. I decided against it, but either way. Debbie, how you doing? Thank you for being here. I appreciate you being here. Any questions, let me know. I'm here for you. Huge dock, 200 feet, John. It's a huge dock. And also views of the St. Augustine Lighthouse, views of the Lions Bridge, and views of the boats in the marina. So, and you're going to catch sunrise. So it's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So I'm guessing John took a look at it. It's amazing. So John, let's go. Let's wrap it up. Are there any restaurants overlooking St. John's River? So, Debbie, that's a great question. St. John's River, I want to make sure that you mean, because St. John's River is actually west of St. John's County, and then there's also the Matanzas River that comes in. So let me just switch over to a map real quick just to make this real easy. Boom, boom, boom. So you're over here. This is the Matanzas River that runs between Anastasia Island and the mainland. So that's the Matanzas River that's going to run through there and up through here. I think this is actually like the Tolomato River that runs up between Villano Beach and the mainland over here. So those are the main rivers there. The St. John's River is going to be on the west side of St. Johns County. In between Putnam and St. Johns County. Now, there's not too many places to eat on the water here. There is a place down here which I've yet to go to. Corky Bell's Seafood. I've heard great things about that place. You go down here and it's like always packed. Every time you go down here, it's packed. And there's also Muscle Whites, which is somewhere over here as well. So that's on the St. John's River. Aside from that, everything else would probably be like an hour away for me. So that's about as far as I've gone. Speaking of food recommendations, I got 2 for you guys today. And I'll share that with you. I checked out two places. You want good Italian food. Most people don't think Northeastern Florida and good Italian food. You want to go to Catullo's, okay? Just went there on Monday with my videographer, Justin, him and his wife and his sweet baby Noah, my wife. But Catullo's is amazing. I got the shrimp risotto. And you know what? When you pull up to the outside of it, you don't think it's going to be a nice place. It's literally in a Walmart plaza, right? So, the neighborhood Walmarts, it's one of those like smaller Walmarts. And it's like right next to it. It's probably about 1,000 square feet altogether for seating, packed on a Monday at 5 o'clock, right when they open. But I'll show you this real quick to share my screen so you can see that. Yeah, right. Why isn't it pulling it up here? Okay, here we go. Yeah. So you can see the outside of it here in between a cleaner and a Walmart. They're apparently opening one in Nocatee. But all the food was on par, if not better, than the Italian food I've had in Brooklyn. And I've eaten at, if you lived in South Brooklyn, Positano is a fantastic restaurant there, and then also Nostro, just more in like center Brooklyn. But that is also great Italian spots there. Definitely on par with what I've eaten there. Now, second thing that I had, which I've already had before, but I really think this is important to highlight people like this, Growers Alliance in St. Augustine. So let me pull that up real quick. Actually going to see if I can pull up the picture we got there. But Growers Alliance in St. Augustine, they have Kenyan and Ethiopian coffee, which has a kick, right? It has a kick. Like it gets you going, and I drink pretty good espresso. So let me share this real quick. Now, the cool thing was I started, me and my buddy Kane, he's my loan officer I use a lot here in the area. We started a networking group where, we're trying to just do good stuff for the community, volunteer at different places, and give back. Now we met, this is Martin right here. He owns the place with his wife, Purity. And they are the sweetest people. But the coffee really kicks. It's great. They have they have little smoothies and stuff there, a couple pastries and everything. But the one thing that this lady does, which is amazing, is she provides 40 meals a week for Port in the Storm, which is essentially a homeless shelter as of now. Now they also do things for the community when storms come through. That's like why it originated. But as need changed, I guess they focus more on homeless youth. So they make 40 plates of food every single week, which I thought was amazing. So definitely go support businesses like theirs. Growers Alliance is on A1A in Davis Shores in St. Augustine. Okay, guys, let me go back to the news story. Sorry, I went on a tangent there, but let's go back. Let me share my screen. All right, let's see here. Now, I did cover this a little bit before, but St. Augustine-area home prices fall 0.5% in August with houses for sale in high demand. So prices fell, right? And that is probably in relation to what's going on with inflation, what's going on with interest rates. That affects a lot of people. Everyone's affected by inflation. But the median home price, or the median list price in August, was up 19.8% from August of 2021. Now, I want to just flip back here to SunStats, and let's just take a look. We got St. Johns County loaded up. Let's go back to cash as a percentage of sales. And let's just compare real quick as we look at that 20% jump. We'll go down to August of 2021. Boom, 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 boom. All right, so we're right. July 2021, August of 2021. We're at 30%, 29.8%. And compared to today, we're at 28.7. So really not all that different in that's not right. I think I covered that. It was lower before. I'm almost positive. I don't know. Maybe I'm going crazy. Either way, July 2022 we're at 28.7%, and then August of 2021 we're at 29.8%. So that's a third of contracts that were cash. So unless they're selling the house for a loss, which if they bought it last year, they're already up 20%. We would need to lose 20% of equity in our market for those people to see a loss. Now, we're not, most people don't buy real estate for months, right? You buy real estate for years. This is a long game. You know, if you're looking to make an investment, it's not going to make you a ton of money up front. You might make a couple $100, but if you buy another investment property, that makes you a couple $100. And then the rents start going up. Then you start paying the mortgage down, the interest down. Then you start making a lot more money. It's a long game. It's not a short game. If you're living there, you're getting the utility out of it. You're getting to live in the property. So that's something that you don't get from a lot of other investment vehicles. So let's see here. Jim and hey, this is Tom. Any update? Okay, wait. Sorry. Look, I'm seeing some comments here. Pull these up. Hey, this is Tom. Any update on the verge of lines? On the verge of bridge of lines, I'm guessing, as far as changing their raising and lowering times go. Yeah, the verge of lines. It's funny. Yeah, the Bridge of Lions. No, I don't think there's any change to that. I doubt there'll be change to that because I imagine it has to do with like the history and like the boats in the marina and boaters' rights too. That's also probably something I think they always have to make transportation accessible to like the lowest form of transportation, right? So originally everyone was walking everywhere, so you have to be able to walk everywhere, right? So and then it turned into maybe horse and buggy, right? And then bicycles, right? So you always have to supersede transportation for the original transportation, if that makes sense. That probably didn't make sense. I heard it a different way. It made a lot more sense before, but I imagine boats are historically like you have to give them access. John might know more about that. Here we go. Boom. It will never happen to the moorings near Marine Street. Yeah, so people also live there too, and you have people vacationing in town. You got big yachts coming, you got big money coming in. That's probably a source of income too. So that business would probably be really upset. So probably a ton of reasons why they will never do it, but I'm sure there's maritime laws that will not allow you to do it, though it is an inconvenience for us land lovers. Jim Anderson, this is a good point. They have a little truck at the amphitheater at the farmers market. So if you wanted to get some coffee, you want to get some local goods, Growers Alliance will be there. So they got some good stuff. Give it a shot. Give it a shot. All right. Great, guys. Let me see. I think I have one more. I might not. Okay, this one's a fun one. But this is something that's new. Things are changing in St. Augustine. Like I said, not just real estate prices, but hey, the food scene just keeps getting better and better, right? So let's just take a look here. And these ads, look at these ads. You pay for this, and you still got these crazy ads. All right, so let's see here. After working in top restaurants, local chef comes home to start his own brand. So Chef Barry Honan will open Lotus in St. Augustine, which will be a high-end noodle bar, which I think is something it's going to be not far from St. Augustine's downtown parking garage at 56 Grove Street. It's expected to open in the winter. So especially downtown, that adds another layer of food down there because you have a pretty good choice of options. You got Greek food down there. You got any type of seafood you could want down there. You got burgers, you got tacos, you got pizza. You have a couple of like old Southern restaurants down there, a couple of waterfront restaurants. So I think having something like that will definitely switch it up, give it a little bit of variety too. So that'll be cool. But guys, listen, I've been on here 40 minutes. It's a long time. It's a long live stream, but I appreciate everyone being here. We got 9 viewers right now. So if you do have any questions, let me know in the comments below. I'm here answering for you every Wednesday at 8 p.m. going over the stats, the local news, and any questions that you guys may have. Hoping to answer them here every Wednesday at 8 p.m. So let me know in the comments below. I will talk about this just a little bit. The networking group that we're starting, we're opening it to pretty much anyone. As long as you're a good person, we kind of just want you there. You know, like if you're another realtor watching this, come and join us. I actually have, if you watch YouTube, you've probably seen Kim Devlin. She's another YouTube realtor here in St. Augustine. Super sweet, very great realtor. She's crushing it. She's actually going to be joining us. We also have Jennifer Cook, another local realtor. Kane Robbins is going to be the LO, and then Anastasia Gray. She's the wealth manager. She works with another charity, Fostering Connections. I work with Habitat for Humanity a lot. Another person works for Port in the Storm a lot. So we're looking to do a bunch of networking events, which are focused around giving back to our local community here and doing some good. So really excited about that. If you are looking to join and getting something cool here in the community, we're doing stuff like that to give back because we live here. We love it here. So see, I got some new comments. John, as always, thank you so much. Guys, got nothing else here. So I appreciate you being here tonight. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. I'm doing this. So if you guys have any other questions, leave them in the comments below. If you need any further assistance, reach out to me directly. I have a Calendly link below where you can schedule a video appointment with me if you'd like, if you want to move forward on the home buying process. Until next Wednesday, guys, I will see you. Have a great night.